scroll all the way back to,
Can I close this?
yeah, you should be able to close that. You just got to think of this as number 1, number 2, number 3.
Okay. It says it's recording, so I guess it's recording.
Get started. So welcome everybody, thanks for coming. Love Utah weather this time of year. Well, we need the rain, so I'm gonna skip the prior approval, minutes approval, because if you read through them, it's pretty fun.
It's entertaining.
It seems to me I have those put together somewhere and I don't know where they are, so.
So I guess the minutes you have that
We'll
just
do-
come from the recording and it's just.
No, that's what I type.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have to do them next time.
Let's get the committee reports for a minute, because we have a couple that have to leave here with about 20 minutes. One I want to go down to is the golf event. And Robert's not here.
On the committee reports or, oh, 10, okay.
So, golf event coming up at the 3rd of September. October, 3rd of October.
The 3rd.
I didn't say it better be.
Whoa. Anyway, we gave assignments out last year as far as finding some people that we want to actually follow, and now I would start getting that in their schedule. Maybe Kevin, you can tell us a little bit what you do and how you get people there, and give us an idea of something that really works.
Yeah, I have to. So, we do a lot of physician recruitment, a lot of attempting to align practices to the Payson area, different groups. And so we use this event as a great way to introduce them to the Payson community and what's going on and, plans for growth and just some of the amenities that are here and the city's strategic planning and other things. And so we usually will bring half of our team. We'll have a couple from the hospital that can kind of partner up with the people we're trying to get here, but we'll bring half of our team. Will always be people that we're trying to recruit here. A lot of times it's physicians themselves that have an interest. For example, last year we brought two physicians that are on the Mountain Point campus up in Lehigh that we've been trying to draw and get their practices more South County focused. And they have a partner that has an office in our building, but they had never, they've never clinicked in that building. And as a result of really getting that, and we've been working on it for a long time, we couldn't get them to take on block time in the OR. As a result of the tournament, and just spending a day with them and showing them the growth down here and just all the plans, they made the decision to get block time. And now both of them have regular block time. One has 2 days a month and the other has 3 days a month block time in our OR and are, seeing patients in our medical office building. So it's a great tool. We've brought like the CEO of Valley Women's Health, early on in the tournament and talk to them about, they really need to have a presence in South County. They've never been in South County. But even with the Intermountain Hospital coming to Spanish Fork, they needed to figure out how to reallocate their resources. Now they have an office in Spanish Fork and are talking about an office in Payson as well. So that's what we try to do. We try to use it as a way to anybody that's even thinking about, coming to Payson for whatever reason. How can we help kind of close that deal by selling them on the community and what's going on in the community, just the excitement around the growth of the community. I don't know if that's helpful.
Yeah, that's great. And I think Robert invited a couple people that actually came this last year. And I know Dave tried to invite some people. I don't know, did any of them come? So
They weren't able to, but this year, they told me to fall back.
okay.
This year, so I'll do that.
So what I'd like, what we're looking for is we're looking for people that are going to bring a business here that employs people. And basically, hopefully, it's, higher paid jobs than just the, the minimum wage type jobs, and also any retail that might come here. So what I'd like to do for this, and this committee, we want to be an action committee, is I'm giving you an assignment to find 2 people or companies who to come to our golf event. And once you just run those by me, so we make sure everything works and it coordinates with everything before we actually invite them, but or talk to them, see if that's something that might interest them or something like that. But we can do that and we just want this tournament to really, and it has done a lot of good, but we can even make it better for bringing people here to Payson. And we're gonna try to do some more on the holes, to have more beefed up on the wholesome adventure. I think we're gonna do adventure and education at one of the holes and things like that. And also, I think by then, the golf carts, getting new golf carts are having screens on them with video, we play some video, stuff like that. So anyway, I think it'd be really good. So that, if everybody can make that and do that as an assignment, we'll follow up each month and see how we're doing on that.
October 1st, right?
Second.
Is it, you said the 3rd earlier,
It's a
second?
third. I know it's
Say the second.
we changed it a couple times, a long time ago, and I forget. See, what's the next thing I wanna go to for the Innovation Center? I think everybody knows that in the MTech building, which will be complete here pretty shortly, we have 3,000 square feet that the city's invested in for an innovation business resource. And, along with that, if you have any ideas of what you think might be good in that, we're having somebody that's running a resource center up in private one up in Amerisport doing a strategic plan for that. But if you have ideas of what small equipment like laser cutters or 3D printers or things like that, equipment that could go in an innovation center, let's talk about that for a minute, or any ideas of what you think might be good for an innovation center to help businesses in Payson or their surrounding area. And also, before I forget, we are actually having a tour today at 11 o'clock in MTech with CC Bank. They're donating $10,000 toward the Innovation Center. If anybody wants to come to that today at 11 o'clock, you can have a tour of the building. So, but anybody have any ideas or anything for the Innovation Center? What you think for business purpose, like ones that are involved with that, or things of equipment that could be in there? MTech's buying the equipment that goes in there. So.
We had any conversations with the one down in St. George just to see, I know they had a change with the guy from here, just to see what's being used or.
I haven't recently, no. And I know I've been to the one down in Cedar has a really good one too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and it doesn't have all the maker space, but it's really robust. I haven't talked to them.
It's a good idea though, to see what's being used.
Yeah, just to see
want.
what people use.
I've been to the one in Cedar and they used a lot of like, not digital printing, like 3D printing, but digital printing to customize and make things unique, even like printing for us, I mean, on their product or packaging or whatever. They use that a lot down there. So.
It's a 3D printer?
No, it's not. It's just a printer, like almost labeled, but small, just so somebody can customize if they have a bakery or something to get started. They just had to customize their presentation. Labels is one aspect.
Laser printer.
Yeah, well, it's higher end than that. It's just to up their game, because anybody can do a laser printer, but this is it's a Rico, whatever. I mean, I can give you the specs on it.
Yeah, you can do
So it
that.
actually allows them to put out a product like
Yeah.
a label or like a
Bag or a
bag.
box
Yeah.
or something, just so they can customize it and go in and present. It helps their point of sale or presentation when they're trying to sell something.
Yeah, if you could give them the specs on that, that'd be great. I mean, and maybe a little bit more too. So what we're gonna have in this, innovation centers, there's like 6 little rooms that can be rented out for startup businesses. And then there's gonna be a podcast room, so if any business wants to do podcasts, they'll be able to come do a podcast. I know the city to do some too, so. And then there'll be some telephone booths, so if you need some privacy, you just wanna, I mean, especially if you, I think some of these places, I think the one in Bernal or something, people just drive by, and they want a private place to stop and use it, so. And what else? There's a small conference room there. And then we can use there's a bigger classroom area right by there that we can use too for classes, so that whole 200 people still. It gives us a lot of versatility and I mean, if we do it right, it's gonna be really good. And the city just approved a budget to be able to hire somebody to help run that.
Is there any cost to use any of that, including the bigger classroom or?
The classroom for us doesn't cost us anything, and MTech's paying we're paying a kind of a the reason this came up is because they didn't have, the state didn't get like things at 3,000 square feet, so it would have been this little like this. So the city came with the money to finish that, and it's a pre-lease, so we're paying them up front. But when we can get out of that lease anytime we want, and they pay us back. Any prorata, so if things change, but, so that's all we're paying for that, they pay all the utilities and everything else, anything that like the rental of the little spaces, that comes back to Payson. And so we'll try to make it reasonable, so.
Okay, so you're renting the 6 office spaces will be
Right.
available.
And for any materials for the equipment, we'll charge, but I don't think we'll charge for the use of the equipment in there. But the podcast room probably may have some fee.
Probably same with the classroom then.
The classroom, we already paid for that, so I don't think that and that's part of this plan we're putting together.
They're helping, okay.
All the fees and how we're gonna do it.
Are we hiring an employee?
Yeah.
Just one employee?
Yeah. Hi, Ty.
Hey.
There's a chair over here.
Okay, these 4 people leave, got 10 minutes here. One thing is that, we're gonna, for the businesses that get a business license in Payson, the business license, we're gonna give this bag, we're gonna give them a puzzle in it, that's gonna have a little headlamp like this, it's got the logo on it. And then we'll give you all a piece of swag, so this will be in it.
Did you see those? You see those?
Yeah, he gave me. When he brought him up, he gave me.
Is he stacked?
Then we have a letter from the mayor, too, so you get enough of those?
The safe.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have a whole, you have to come see what he's got in
I have to use that in a long life.
There you go. There you get your marker.
So, yeah, just let you know, and I wanted to give you a little swag today, so.
Always good to give away swag.
So if you're, gonna be traveling, you got a luggage tag now, show on Payson.
Awesome.
Okay, next thing is. Anybody that has to leave, not over a committee, so let's do. I think talked about to Robert about this and Dave a little bit, a while ago, but, we're rebranding ourselves.
What item are you on?
Oh, okay, we're gonna go to number 11.
Okay.
So we rebranded ourselves with Home to Adventure, but we don't have a vision statement or anything like that for the city. It just seems like we're a city to me, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like we ought to have something. Here's who we are. You know, Home to Adventure is kind of our tagline, but who are we and how? So as we make decisions, here's who we are, and this is how we're gonna make our decisions, so. So I think maybe we ought to talk about that a little bit. So what do you think that's something that would be good for Payson? And then if it is, let's look at it a little bit and see what ideas we can come up with.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's important. And then have core values too. What are you trying to achieve and everything you're doing?
Okay, yeah, of course, yeah. Okay,
That survey that was done years ago, focusing on small town feel, I think, vision should incorporate that.
Probably incorporate the home to adventure tagline too somehow, that, that it's, something about, wanting to find adventure in all aspects of life. Certainly what we're doing in education, and I think we're doing that in other areas. But I think that and the hometown feel, those were the kind of two things I think that is, you go way back in the strategic planning sessions we've had, that's kind of been the focus.
we're gonna try to do find it. We'll work on it together here, Bert.
With an AI assistant.
Yeah, with an AI assistant.
Is there any other way?
Probably not. Okay. So this is just what AI came up with for reasons to do it. I'll get rid of this.
So this is for the city, not for this committee.
This is for the city. Yes. So it guides decision making, builds community identity, attracts investment talent.
Can you see that though?
Yeah.
Oh, is it too small? You gotta make it bigger? No, it's not. There we go. Attracts, investment talent, supports funding, grants, unified city projects. Those are some of the reasons to do it. So here's what I put together when I ask it to do it after a few times. And we can just go in and make some adjustments and see what we can come up with. So Payson will preserve its small town charm while embracing smart growth as the home to adventure, as the home to adventure. We will build a thriving community rooted in outdoor recreation, education, and business opportunity, place that residents want to live, work, and play. So, what would?
Pretty good.
Is there what other things can we maybe throw into this, see if we want to, or is this like what we want, or? Cause it doesn't say anything about recruiting or retaining businesses or.
That's smart growth. I think
Yes.
that's-
Smart growth
Try to put
covered.
all of that in there and you end up with something that doesn't make sense.
It's implied in thriving community and smart growth and business opportunity, it's all in
One
one.
is one sentence, which.
I wouldn't use we, I'd put the city.
Well, I think you start out with home to adventure, will build a thriving community and stuff, and then while maintaining or preserving small town feel and managing smart growth, and just because you're starting off with your tagline. And then managing, because that just seems disjointed to say that up front.
I didn't work very good.
I think you could just take what you had and just.
Just reverse it, yeah.
Changes.
I just gonna see what I do.
I think so too, I just added. You are trying to, what are we trying to do is home to adventure, okay, but we're trying to preserve small town feel.
Right.
And you were trying to smart growth, manage smart growth or. Place where residents want to work, play. Or,
Yeah, you could,
Maybe as the home to adventure, Payson City builds a thriving community rooted in outdoor recreation and education. Payson City preserves its small town charm.
You want
Payson
small
Smart
town or
Grove.
hometown?
Yeah,
Hometown, I think you,
I like hometown.
Yeah.
I like hometown better myself too.
Right.
We don't want to be small.
No,
Right.
We really do want to grow.
We are.
we have growth in there, but small town, you know, different.
It has a good function, yeah.
Yeah, small town, kind of. Limits.
Well, it implies stay away from it.
Yeah.
Right.
I will stand up and just go back to that survey from the citizenry that specifically says small town. So I mean, I'm not,
Yeah, I think.
not against it, I just.
Right, I think that's just how they communicated, I think the idea is the same, but I think hometown just has a more, yeah, it's a warm explanation, probably.
That might be consistent.
Sure, yeah. I'm not against that.
Yeah, it's
Good idea.
almost like, it's almost like, yeah, small town charm, if you're not really small.
Right.
We wanna be big, but we wanna have a hometown feel, no matter how big you get, so I think it fixes that. Maybe that dilemma, I don't think, it's, you know, it is what they said, I remember that as well, but I think that's what they mean. We
Sure.
want that feel, but
I like it.
we're okay, bro.
Great ideas.
Well, Brian, can you not just change it there, or do you have to?
No.
You can copy and paste.
I can copy and paste,
Oh,
go in
okay,
the Word
okay.
and change it, but I'm just writing some notes here. So.
Never used AI, I guess I get a good on stick.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
And then if we decide that we need to have the core values as a thing, you would, at least in all of the training I've gone to, you don't want big, long core things, and you don't want 7 or 8. You want core values, 3, maybe 4 at the most. Yeah, I mean, small town charm. Yeah, growth, I mean, whatever. Yeah, your core values are short, sweet, and the core values doesn't cover everything. It's what you really are. It's the basis for who you are. And so the core values are not 15 things. They're just the core. It's what you build everything else on. And the reason I know this, we just did it. We have 3 core values. That's it. And 3 words. We've got 4 of them, aren't too bad. Yeah. Yeah.
So you wouldn't put the big long sentence, you did put like the adventure, community, opportunity. And
Those are our core values. You build on those with everything else, but those are the core values.
You can still write a statement about each value.
Right. But when you brand them. When you brand it, it's just those words.
Okay.
Yeah, like when we did our core values, we got the core value and then just a quick bullet on it. But you can do the words or use the sentence.
Because I think those accomplish, I mean, you're home to adventure, small town feels, community,
Right.
opportunities, smart growth,
Yeah.
and then stewardships is
It's
my responsibility
For the city to take care of it.
Right.
Do all the stuff.
Yeah, so that's not a bad idea. Good start, yeah. That's good.
I gotta run, Brian, sorry.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, we'll bring, this next time and I'll talk to Dave and Robert, see if this is how we want to proceed with the vision statement, how we want to proceed, if we want to. Then we can vote on it and see if we want to send it to city council or something like that. So we'll just kind of go through the process and see how the city wants to do that, but I just wanted to bring it up there.
Okay. Brian, you'll cover strategic planning.
Yeah, oh, I forgot. Yeah, you did.
Okay,
Okay,
see ya.
thank you.
Eric?
Okay, now we go back to,
Right?
Yes.
let's go back to, we'll go back to committee reports now. Go back to the beginning.
Back at the
Okay,
beginning.
Hi, Give us a report on downtown.
All right, first one. Well, sorry I was late. For some reason, construction is crazy around my daughter's school. But anyway, so downtown, just to back up a little, I attended a Main Street conference in Ogden. Where we discussed some visions and really broke down setting goals and creating vision statements. So this is awesome. But we are hoping to get started first Fridays, where we have close down the 2 blocks of Main Street every first Friday of the month. We're looking at June 6th. We have put out some fillers, had 6 people want to volunteer on either some committees. So just to give you a breakdown, downtown, we're focused on the economic vitality, design, promotion, and organization. And we're trying to get directors of each of those. Brian has been a huge help in interviewing with me. We finally got a chairman for promotion. He should be having a meeting to get something going for June 6th, just before the day before Venture Days. So that's gonna kind of be our kickoff. Other than that, is there anything else?
Yeah, a couple other things. We got some park tax money to help with these events, and part of that is a little bit of that can be hired to hire an intern. So we're looking at hiring an intern from the ALC. We have a girl that wants to do this downtown stuff. So we just got to put together a contract with her. So we'll have somebody to help all the time, because it's really hard for volunteers to put these events on every month. So let's get somebody to help coordinate that. So very thankful for the park tax, park fund, and I guess the park fund.
We are.
That helps us do that, and just want to keep thriving on our downtown. And
So that money is approved.
It's approved, yeah.
I didn't know it was approved.
Yeah.
And I know the intern was still being worked on. Yeah.
So Adventure Days the day after, so we decide.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Her name is Catherine Carter.
So whatever we can do business wise, as far as helping promote whatever you're gonna do downtown with the businesses, we can help connect with those.
Is she young or old? I know a Catherine. I know a Catherine.
Well,
She's like.
Kelly.
No, not
I know.
not that.
I know, what category do we all
Kelly
get
Carter?
placed in with it?
No, she goes by her middle name Kelly, but her name is Catherine. But she goes by.
See, Kai's young. We are old.
Yeah, I know I'm old.
Oh, it's
Okay,
I
let's
wouldn't get
see.
into that in a public meeting.
Okay, golf. Chris.
We have cards, Brian's got the cards, so if you want a physical invitation, he's got those. We do have digital invitations. We are, like Brian mentioned earlier, wanting to focus and be a little more organized on the holes to make it more specific, like, adventure in education, adventure in healthcare, and that kind of stuff. And so I know that there's been a couple of people that are interested in holes, and I know you have a couple of UVU.
So we would, as our committee, Adventure and Education, were interested, but UVU as a separate entity said they were interested as well.
Oh, okay.
So,
Not sure MTech's going to.
yeah, because, well, they should, I mean, with their new facility, that'd be nice to showcase it at an event like that.
And we want to make sure that they do focus on more showcase instead of just penny at candy or whatever. I mean, if there's any way we could, like, to hand out swag at each one of the things would make a big difference too, so. We have everybody lined up as far as, like Waffle Love will be there. We have 2 helicopters this year. Woo, Brian. We have massages lined up, and then the tent for the marketplace is all lined up, so everything's good to go. We're just, the big thing right now is just the invitation.
What's the market?
Well, like last year, it was the Travis Matthews, the store. So, anyways.
We're gonna make people wear name tags this year.
Don't know how long they'll last.
But the way we're gonna make them to go to the Travis Matthew tent, they have to have their name tag on, so. That's their ticket to get in. Cause for me, I'm getting old, I know who people are, but I kind of forget their names sometimes, or a lot of times, not sometimes.
And makes the tag really, the name really.
Yeah. And
You
so
can-
you don't have to go up like this.
Yeah, you can make the thing underneath it where they're
Right.
from little, but that needs to be
Just
big.
pass out reader glasses.
Yeah.
As part of the shop
You
swag.
wanna be able to see it from
Right,
here
yeah.
to you without having to go, now what's your?
Otherwise, it does, you might as well just asking their name, so. Yeah, we talked a little bit about, getting the right people there, so. Chris has done a great job with that, so, Mark.
For Adventure and Education Committee, we want to get our word out more. We've got good resources participating, partnering with UU and Tech and NEVO. But we just need to get the word out. So our goal this year, 3 goals, is to get to Adventure Days, get to a chamber meeting, as well as to the golf event. So we can, rub shoulders, not only with businesses that are here, but those that may want to come here and show them, we do have a good group of resources and students from these different organizations that can help them with their business. So we are in the process of developing pamphlets, a trifold pamphlet and a banner that we'll use at each of these events that I just mentioned. That we should be finalizing next Wednesday, and then Ryan, you mentioned there was hopefully some funding because we're a committee without budget. That the city might be able to help us in funding those pamphlets and the banner.
Yeah, we have to mention that, but, so.
So we're excited about that. We think that will hopefully start to get the word out a little more. And anytime we have an event like that, showcase what the students have done for different organizations. And hopefully that'll help build a vision for the Payson city businesses and any that may come here to really see, oh, we have a workforce here that can really help us.
Great, thank you. Yeah, all these committees are.
Just as an example, Kevin was talking about, he brings potential physicians here that want maybe OR time, but also clinic time. I mean, MTech would be a perfect partner to say, well, we've got, MAs who do their studying here with us and need externships and a potential workforce that could help you fill your clinic. So that's the idea. Or whatever business needs they have, so.
Yeah, all these committees are doing a great job. So let's see, we got strategic planning. And I should have Kurt do it before he left, but, so we've been meeting on that. We're working through the strategic plan. We're kind of getting the last phases of that, and then we'll present to this group. We'll send out to you ahead of time. And we'll be able to present to the planning and zoning city council. Get approval on that, but we're getting close. I mean, we've been working on it for 3 years. It just needs to get done. So it's kind of nice because a lot of those things that we had on our list of things to do, we can put done. So we couldn't get anything done. So it's been nice. So
Check those boxes.
yeah, check the boxes. So next thing is who's left?
You've got business retention
Business.
and recruitment.
And business retention, so Robert's here not for business retention. Teresa, was that mean? You want to give an update, Teresa, on?
You were that meeting too.
I know, but I gotta talk about the next one.
Well, basically, we were just talking and what's his name? That came.
Paul?
Is it Paul?
Paul
Yeah, he
Johnson.
came up to my store. We had about a 2 hour
Oh, okay.
conversation. So he's really good. I think he could help get the message out there because that's the kind of
What's Paul's last name?
Johnson.
Johnson.
Oh,
Really into the networking but he can get out there and he can analyze, I think, who's getting the information and who's not. But we were talking about what we need to do as far as retain businesses, because it's like that pizza place on Main Street that went out of business. And the one that got the business of the month, the business of the year, and we don't know why. But they were talking about, Marty was talking about, well, who brought it up? But we talked to them if they're leaving and find out, hey, what happened? Because we want to prevent those businesses from coming and going like that, because you understand as the chamber, they come and go and people start finding out about them and they're already gone. So it's my biggest thing is marketing, because you can advertise all you want, but you've got to get your name out there somehow. And I did get hold of, well, I text Tyler. And the chamber does have somebody that helps do that. But to me, and using the maker space down at MPAC, I was talking to Brian about, I feel that marketing is to me the #1 thing, because anyone can start a business. But then we talked about accounting and have an attorney. And well, Robert just told me to tell my story, because I mean, it's really fast. How I got into my business is my daughter and another girl had worked there for about 18 months, and they both were gonna go buy new cars, and they went and bought new cars, and 2 weeks later, the owner comes to him and says, I'm shutting down. And he knew he was shutting down because he was being evicted. And so she comes home to me and says, Mom, will you buy this business? And I'm going, what do I know about a coffee business? Anyway, we got in there, I talked to him, and I said, okay, we'll do it. And long story short, we got in there, and I don't feel that I probably would have succeeded had I not already had the customer base. Because he had been there 4 or 5 years, and so he already had the clients coming in. I didn't have to go find them. So you have to get it out. I don't know. Shop local, it's just so shop local, but you can tell that to everybody, and they just look at you, well, I go to Spanish. I hear that constantly. People come into my store and they always say, don't leave, don't leave. And I says, then you have to shop here, and you have to tell all your friends to shop here. You can't go to Provo just because it's a penny cent cheaper to do your copies. Or you can't go to Hobby Lobby because you can get cheaper paper. You know, you've got to come here to shop, and it's the same with everybody in Payson. We have to start shopping Payson. Even if we love Costco, we need to go to Smith's. We need to go to Payson Market. Other people can go to Walmart. I'm a Smith's person, but we need to shop local. And I don't know how to get that out there, because we have shop local events all the time, but it's changing their mind and changing their mindset to get them to shop here.
Can I?
Yes, you
share
can,
a
Ty.
thought? Something I was gonna do when I was president of the chamber, and it kind of died down. COVID hit, the board changed, everything. We're gonna put out, the statistics of keeping $1 in our community. And just a graphic, and just kind of put it on social media, put it around and different
What a
things,
great
get it
idea.
out to the community and show them, why do we shop local? We hear this, let's shop local, let's shop local.
But they don't know why.
But yeah, they don't really conceptualize how it helps us, you know, and a tide rise.
Yeah, just tied into, if you shop local, sales tax goes here, you might get a pothole filled.
Well, that's a start.
Well, is there any way we could even put that in with when we send out the mailer for the electric?
Newsletter?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, just something simple, just
well, it's a great idea.
That was near the end of my presidency and I
Just kind of forgot about it.
forgot when I got booted.
Okay,
The brain gets washed.
Yeah. And the new board comes on.
and so we're looking at hiring someone down there at MTech to help people out. I would suggest we get somebody that's really, really strong in marketing. Because that's where people fail.
Yeah, thank you, Teresa. Another thing we talked about too is having different groups. Like we have the home businesses, we have the small business, we have the larger businesses. Getting together a group of 10 and selected those in each group at different times, and take them to lunch and talk to them and say, what's your challenges? What can the city help with? I mean, we're gonna run the business or, you know, but I know Lynn had a challenge for a while, housing. So that's kind of been taken care of. So everybody's gonna have different challenges, but what are those challenges? So we get some feedback from, and you probably get the same thing to change it too. So, and we'll work close with the chamber on this because a lot of the same, you know, people, so. Business recruitment, so we meet a couple times a month on that. One thing is we are going, the mayor and Robert and I are going down to ICSC, which is the International Shopping something. And this Saturday. And we have some appointments. We have one with Smith's, appointment with their people at Smith's. We have one with Stuart Adams who builds Smith's. He's president of the Senate. We have an appointment with him. We have an appointment with somebody that, the broker for Texas Roadhouse. A couple others, I can't remember who, but we do have some appointments set up down there. So I'm trying to get some of these restaurants and retail. City's been working really closely with Woodbury. Hopefully have some good announcements here soon. But there's some things happening there, so that'll be good. I've had contact with the person over site selection for Sam's Club. So we're talking to them. We're gonna try to have a Zoom meeting with them after ICSC.
That sounds so here.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Because nobody would have to go to Costco.
That's right.
Or Sam's Club in Provo.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
I mean, you never know, but as long as you gotta keep those contacts, you gotta be out there being proactive and not reactive. So that's what we're trying to do. So, Dave, you want to add anything on that in our meeting? So,
Yeah,
or Jill?
I think there's a lot of good synergy going, like we're hoping maybe for some things before ICSC, but I think, you know, going to ICSC sometimes seems like an uphill battle, but I think those contacts have been established, and to be able to meet with the Senate president down there with he doesn't have a lot of open spots. Well, I think there's some good things happening. Woodbury is stepping up
That's
to
good.
get more done. It's
Well, because, so I just read last night that Utah County is the fastest growing county. And they, it's been all up in northern, but now they're coming this way. So when I read that, I was reading the article and I thought, oh, that's good. They have to come this way.
yeah,
It's just,
And we're on the interstate too, versus
yeah.
out west.
And we've met with our lobbyists recently and to kind of strategize how to extract more money out of the legislature and get more things going. And they've been really helpful. I initially wasn't
really,
on the
too strong
bandwagon
about that.
with lobbyists, but you can't get anything done without them. It's just the way it happens. It's kind of, in one sense, it's frustrating, but they have been really good. And I mean, that interchange wouldn't be in design and construction if they weren't here. And we received over $5 million just in the last couple of years to help get that Main Street project done because the cost skyrocketed so much. So It's been good. There's a lot of good things happening. Sometimes it seems slow, but it's working.
Or maybe an update, just, we can give you an update on the hotel. It's, got final approval for their site plan, so.
They were digging.
Well, that was they had pre-approval, but that was for the whole complex, so
It's like,
that
looks good.
pre-approval for,
The developers are
for
doing
the
some site work.
developers.
Who's
yeah,
doing
for
it?
site
Who's the
work.
developers?
I don't remember their name.
Jill, do
They
you
bought the
remember?
other guy out.
Yeah, they end up, yeah, they're new to us because they bought the contact that we were working with, they've bought him
State
out.
Or
So I think they're,
Yeah,
they're in state.
Yeah, we've had a few meetings with them. I just can't remember their business name.
And I know that Gary Patel says they're really good to work with, so. So that hotel, I guess they'll get the building permit here shortly and start seeing the hotel, the Mavericks starting to go up, so. Some things happening there, so. Okay, any questions on?
Is the gas station over, it looks like a gas station by Elk Ridge? That's not Payson?
To Salem. There was a sign for Maverick
It's
a long time, but
Maverick.
I'm assuming it is. They had the sign up for several years and then they took it down, so
did Ballard sell it?
Yeah, they did.
yeah, 2 Mavericks in short proximity.
Well, I know the one in the Sonic one busy all the time.
They're all busy. You drive down,
Mhm.
like, they're all over in Arizona too, and that's where everybody's at. And there's a lot of them. Nevada, we stop at the Mavericks because we know where they're at.
Oh, and another thing is,
Gold medals.
Ometa.
Movetta.
Ometa. So they're having a Redwood County, what, 5
Yeah, tomorrow at 5:30.
5:30.
And free mini dinner plate given out to everybody. So,
That'll be great to have them opening, and then talk about marketing. They know how to market. I mean, when I'm on my phone, I get things popping up that they're about their grand opening. And so, people are gonna know they're opening, where we get a lot of businesses in town. You don't even know they're there for a year or something till somebody,
Or till they're gone.
yeah, till they're gone, so, yeah.
so the other ribbon cutting on June 5th, so we got a nice 5th, 6th, 7th week there, is Memories on Main is having a ribbon cutting on. Yeah, that's the new event center next to the ERA building.
Okay, hurry then.
Yeah, I better hurry.
Yeah.
That's good.
Around there, EDC, it says, should be EDC Utah and GoYo, that has some changes with EDC and Utah and GoYo. GoYo, Ryan Starks is now out of the head of GoYo, and what's his name? Moss. Used to be, he was the, House of Representatives Chair of the House of Representatives. He's now over at GoYo. And then, Ryan Starks is now Scott Hutcherson left, EDC Utah, and Ryan Starks is gonna be the president of EDC Utah. Those are some changes at the higher level. We went to,
How's the motocross track coming?
actually at 9 o'clock, Jill.
I'm actually canceling it because Robert's not here.
Oh,
So I'll reschedule. So we'll have an update after we have that meeting.
but it's coming along slowly. BLM is just a challenge.
Have they just not talked to Trump yet?
Yeah, I guess not, but we need to start getting our legislature people involved. I think Curtis has really been on getting stuff done with the federal government's land, so maybe that's the next step, so. Yeah, I think we're down to report from the city. I think we've kind of reported everything. Anything else, Jill or Dave or?
So our sewer plants progressing. We're meeting some of the people down there today, but if anybody wants to go on a tour, it's quite a cool system, but nobody likes to go see sewer. But
It's cool to see,
it is cool to see.
to see how
And
it
it
works.
anyway, there's a lot of work going on there. And so, yeah, if anybody wants to go take a tour, they're happy to show us. And
Did you pop in and go, or were you talking about
You-
taking a group?
we could take the group. Alder Construction would take us, but you just want to pop down. I mean, I went down last week with Travis and we just went and walked around. It's a construction site, so they want to know where you're at. But
What time today are you going?
well, today there's a meeting with some at 10:30, I think. So yeah, if anybody wants to do that, but other than that, I think we covered some of the businesses opening up. That's good.
Oh, and I forgot. We've got every meeting, we're gonna try to bring somebody in. Robert told me Teresa was gonna be the person. I forgot that. So you did say a little bit. Is there anything else you want to say? Because you're our spotlight business for this meeting.
Oh. So he didn't really explain what he wanted me to say. I mean, what I do? Or-
Yeah, why don't you just tell
I mean-
a little bit about your business and
Because
what you do? and
we've been in
Any
business for,
challenges you might have?
well, yeah, that's been our challenge is marketing. It's like I was telling him yesterday, I says, I could have bought a really, really nice car for how much I've spent on advertising. But I know I didn't get that much back, you spend $400 and you get 3 coupons back, God, that cost you a lot of money. So I don't feel that mailers work that well. It is, I know this works, because Tyler did get me on Google. And I did get a report here a couple weeks ago and it was just like, oh, and then when Robert looked it up yesterday, he says, you are number one for coffee stores here around here. He says, so yeah, he's done something. And I said, yeah, I know he's done something. I just haven't talked to him for a while because he had that new job, but marketing is totally the number one thing you have to do, but anyway.
So tell us your story. How did were you a copy center or were you a craft store? Are you a craft store that does copies or a
no.
copy center that does crafts?
Yeah, tell us what's in your business.
So when we,
What's the name of it?
Copy Central and Scrapbook.
Okay.
So when we started it and we're thinking about changing the name, because we have way more than just that. Like I said, that was 25 years ago. My daughter kind of, roped me into it. And for probably about 3 years, we were just basically the copy store part, and we had lots of businesses. So that was really nice. And then when the businesses all started getting their own coffee machines, my sales went clear down. So it was just like, okay, we've got to add something. And that's when we started getting into the scrapbook. And scrapbook's up and down. Like, there's things I'm looking at to even improve that, but so now we're getting into the board games and the card games, the Pokemon, the Cannon and Magic. And so right now I'm cleaning the room in my back. So I can put tables there because you have to have tables for them to play to be able to carry that stuff. I've been carrying Pokemon, but I can't get it because it's all on allocation. We have lots of wood projects that are cut out. And you can either paint them or put, cardstock paper on them. At one time, we had a little boutique in there. I thought about bringing it back because it actually did quite well with the clothes. We just offer so many things. It's more of a crafting store than just a scrapbook store. And then the copy part, we do the oversized color, oversized for the, blueprints that they build with. And everything's pretty much digital. They just send it in, we print it out and they come and pick it up. I don't have a person to take it, deliver the office, but my people, they do a really good job. They've been with me for quite a while.
Your daughter is still there?
No. My sister is. And Tiffany. And then my niece comes in a couple days a week and I go up and her and I do a lot of this stuff up there that has to be done that never gets done. And I want to hire another person. It's just I have to get my sales up more. COVID kind of did the same thing. I had like 4 employees and I didn't want to fire anybody, so I just reduced everybody's hours. And a couple of them quit and, you know, there was nothing I could do about it because if I wanted to stay in business, I had, and that's all I could do to stay in business. And so those 2 did stay with me. And I'm hoping to build it back up again so that I can get me another full-time. And I'd like to get someone that is a marketer, you know, that is really into that. Because at one time I did have that person, my daughter, but she left me. I couldn't pay her enough. Anyway, it's a good business. I mean, it takes care of our community and I'll tell you what's really sad though, the majority of my people that come in for my craft stuff is not from Payson.
We like that too, we get sales tax.
Yeah, but I'd like the Payson people to come and not go to Hobby Lobby.
Right.
And Joann's is closed now, but it's like my prices are the same as what Hobby Lobby are. It's, I don't know. I buy, like my vendors are in Utah. I try and keep all my vendors in Utah unless I have to go out. So it's not just Payson, I try and shop Utah also. But yeah, we've just got to find a way to get people coming in from Payson and not, I get it out there every single day. I didn't even know you were here. I didn't even know you were here. I have more people coming in now about Pokemon because they know I sell it than I've ever had for the rest of the stuff. I mean, they're calling on the phone every day. There's, you know, high school, college kids coming in, dads coming and bringing their kids in. Dads are collectors, kids are collectors too. Just, that has made my business grow. If I could just get it into my business because of the allocations, I'm really struggling. But you adapt. And there are only 3 in Salt Lake. There's 2 scrapbook stores left and then mine. There's not scrapbook stores left. So I need to get my name out, you know, not just in Payson and Utah County, but statewide, because my best people do come from like the Lehigh area, Pleasant Grove, American Port. And that's just because we used to have shop hops when there was like 30 or 35 different scrapbook stores throughout the state. And it's like the quilt shop, you know, they would go from shop to shop and pick up something. And that's how people got to know me, but new people don't know me because it's kind of hard to have that when there's only 3 scrapbook stores left in Utah.
Why don't you tell us your address? Some people might not.
Oh, it's 875 East, 100 North, out by the hospital,
So on the
by the post office.
state highway, yeah.
If they're just.
Perfect, thank you, Teresa, and look like we're out of time, so appreciate everybody, we have a great group of people here. I appreciate all the committees and being on committees and Payson's doing some really good things and we have a great staff here, so thank you very much and we'll see you next month.